Hello and welcome to a new quick tip video. In this video I'm gonna show you on request of a customer how to build up a layout using one photo in multiple frames. So I'm gonna show you now from scratch how you can build that up. So first of all, we start with a 12 by 12 canvas here, and I use here a Photoshop CC, the latest version, and I work most of the time when I need some rectangles that I use this rectangle tool. So this is what I now start with. So I'm gonna show you now. This is my first mask, and then we create another one, maybe with another color. Use that one, and then we have a third one, this. So we have now 3 different rectangle shapes, and we have them now unnamed. And this is the most important part when you start to create such layouts, that you rename your shapes, because then it's much more easier later to add your image to the right mask. Okay, I have a tool here to rename my layers in a fast way. So this is a script which you can download somewhere in the internet. I will relink that in the description box, and I'm gonna name them mask. And okay, so now all of those 3 rectangles are named with mask 1, mask 2, and mask 3. What I also do is now I rasterize those layers. I have selected all 3 of them, so now they are rasterized. Okay, the next step is that we need now a frame. The frame is something you can add later, but I'm gonna show you now that the step how I would build up a layout like this. Okay, so I click on the mask 3 layer. I go to Command J, so I make a copy. Then I go to the next mask 2 layer. Same here, mask 2 copy. Then on the mask 1 also copy it. So I have now 3 copied layers. The same here. You can rename them by double click here. Frame and number 3. Frame number 2. And we go to frame number 1. Oops, there is one too much. So okay, so what we're going to do now is, maybe if you have a style already for a frame, you can add that on the frame layer. And this is what I have created. I will add that style for the frame also into the pack with the free templates, which I later will give out for free, so you can create that by your own later. Okay, so we have now the frame. Important is when you create that by yourself, that you go on to effects, and the fill opacity needs to be by 0. That's the most important, because it is now transparent. If that isn't on 0, your layer is filled with the color, but we need it transparent, the frame, okay? So this is what we're going to add now to all the frame layers. So we have now our frames. Also here you can now rasterize all of 3 of them, rasterize layer style. Okay. Here are now 2 ways you can go on further. If you want to have it really organized, then you can start now to have folders with your layers. I have selected here, auto select here layer. That's why I can only move with my mouse just over this edge here, and it select the frame and the mask itself. What you now can do is you can new group from layers, okay, and you can name it mask 3, for example. Also here we can select those both and make new group from layers, mask 2. And the same you can do here with the mask 1. Okay, so we have now 3 folders. If you like to have it more organized, you can also change here the colors of your layers. That's something what you can do or not do. It's up to you. This is only just a quick note. So here we have our layers now, okay? We're gonna open the folders, and then we have opened the image we like to use. And I choose that one now, and I'm gonna copy. And first, before I paste it, I go on the mask 3. It's just the layer which is the most on the background, so underneath the one which is the turquoise here. I paste now the image onto my canvas, and now I need to resize what I like to see on my layout. You can see that this part will only show that one, but here we have this little boat here, the sailing boat. So we leave it now how it is, okay? So we placed the photo, and we can name the layer as well photo. Okay, what we're gonna do now is we copy and paste again this photo onto the next folder, mask 2. Okay, use the command J here, because then you will be sure that your photo is really on the same spot as the photo before, because that's the most important thing when you create something like that, that your photo is really just on top of each other and stays on the same place like all the photos, the same photo you have used in this layout. Okay, now we're gonna move this copy on top of mask 2, and then we do that again. We copy it, same place, same spot, move it up to the mask 1 layer. Okay, and now we're going to start to clip that photo. Create clipping mask. Then we go and photocopy here on the mask 2 folder, create clipping mask. Same here, photo, create clipping mask. Okay, so we have now added the photo to all of the masks. Now is important when you start to move everything around that it that maybe some of the parts will show up better. You need to link all 3 photos you have now clipped, that they stay together. So we go with the command key. We use the photo, photocopy, photocopy 2, and we link here with this little tool here with each other. And what now happens is that those 3 photos stay on the same spot always. You can move it always if you only have the photo here or the photo copy 2 selected. It doesn't matter, they are linked together and nothing will happen to that the photo looks like it's wrong moved. Because if you not do that and you move one photo, then this is what happens. And this is what you not want to have in this kind of photo. Sure, you can use that and change that however you want to. That's also a version. But what I like to explain here now is that those photos are, the same photo is clipped into multiple frames. That's why we linked them all together, and this is what can happen to your image. Okay, so we have that now. What we're going to do now, we like to move this top mask with frame a little bit more down. For that, so we have that one, and here is the same. Most important, before you now start to move around, please link the mask and the frame together. We hold again command and frame 3 together, and we also link them here. And now we can move, we can move that frame around. And you can change the whole layout only by moving this frame now around. Okay, let's have it here. I'm gonna show you now what happens if you not link the frame and the mask. When you take the frame, this is what happens. Or when you move the mask, this is what happens to the mask. So it's not linked anymore together. So you always need to link mask and frame together. Also here we do that. And then you can easily move those frames the way that you just can find the spot you like to show in your frame. What can happen is that you go on just select the photos, but that's not bad. So everything is linked and you can go back and move everything how you like to. Okay. What we can now do with the new copy of this photo, Command J, and we place it just on top of all the folders. So this is what we do. And now we make a selection only of the, how is it called? Of the sale of the, you know, this thing here. Okay. Just a quick selection here. And then we go and make here. And this is what happens. We have now overlaid those piece of sale. I don't know what it's called in English. Sorry about that. And it's on top now over our frame and overlays it. And that's a little bit trick. So this is the basic here. And linking the whole frames with each other is most important here. And helps you that you can afterwards find the right selection of your photo. So like this one. And what you can now do is you can also add here a little bit more shadowing. And you don't add the shadow now on the photo, you add the shadow on the mask. Make a drop shadow here. Size, so it a little bit stands out now. Okay, how is that? Okay, well this is a little bit empty. Maybe that one, that's nice. Yes, I like that. Okay. So this is the basically what you need to know when you like to add one photo to multiple frames like this way. I have some out-of-the-box frames which are already built up like that. And I'm gonna show you that now on this out-of-the-box frame from the last summer collection. It's the Seasons in the Sun layered out of the box frames. And I'm open that one. So we have this one here. And what we going to do now first, we check if the layers are already linked with each other. And this is what I did already for you in the in this little template. Okay, so every one of those frames are already linked, so you can move everything around how you like to have it. Okay, what we're gonna do now here, we don't work here with the folders, so we leave it how you get the out-of-the-box template. And we search now. Oh, I take the same image here. Oh, no. Open nice one. Pixabay. Ocean. So we have that one. That's a nice one. Okay. We copy and paste that image now, and we go on the last underneath layer here, mask 1 blend, it's called here. We paste that image, and you can see it's not big enough here. So we need to resize it, make it much more bigger, that we overlay everything. So that's now the first step. We call that photo, and best is when you name it with photo 1. Okay. You can already clip that onto the mask 1 blend with command so. Then we make command J a copy of it. We place it on the mask 1 on top. Also here we clip that. Next one, it's the yellow one here, or beige. Same photo, again we copy and place it on the mask 2 blend. Okay, we clip it, command J, place it on top, mask 2, and clip it as well. And then we have here an overlay, mask 2. So there are a lot of frames here, layers here, and a lot of masks here. Always on top of the mask layer, and then clip it. So that's the next one. And then we have here those mask pink one. Also here, clip it, command J, place it on top, clip it, oops, me always, command J, place it on top of the mask and clip it. That's it. Now we have a lot of layers. Okay. Next step is again here to link all the images, all the photos together, that nothing will happen to them, and then that you can move everything around and everything stays in place. It depends on how what you move. Okay, now we move the photo, or we go into the mask and move that around to search a perfect view here. Okay, same here, we go onto the mask 1. That's everything already linked, so we can move here all the frames around. So this is the most important thing, using out of the box frames or creating layers, templates by your own, that you link everything what needs to stay together. Most important, really, that will help you to create such kind of overlaying photos, and you better can sort yourself out to have them in the right place. What you also can now do is, for example, when you go on top of this photo, you can change the settings to color burn. So you have this turquoise background, and then the photo takes over the photo image. This is what you also can do. Just a tip. Same photo, but total different kind of views. Hard mix. That will not look good. Difference is also weird. Color. That works also not. So we stay on here on multiply or color burn. That's too dark for that one. But we can go on lighten. We can go on screen. And this is what you can also do. There are tons of different ways to use this kind of frames, out of the box frames, and I hope I could bring you in this video some ideas and a new technique to work with the products I provide you here in my shop at the Lily Pad. So if you have enjoyed now this video, please feel free and leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and you can join me at my Artology group if you have any questions to any of my products. Always come over and ask. I always try to create some quick tips or some info videos for you to understand my products way better. I know I'm a designer, and I have skills. I work since I'm 17 on Photoshop, and meanwhile I'm getting 45, so I work since a long time with Photoshop, and I have skills you don't have maybe. And for me, often things are totally normal. It works like for me, and I do that, and I often not can think about or that others maybe don't have the skills for it. So please always feel free to ask me. I love to help you if I can, and that's why I've created that quick tip. Even it's maybe not a quick tip, but it's maybe something you have now, something out of you learned something. So have a happy time and enjoy your day. Bye.